This video on house build was made possible by Bucos Building Supplies.
Hey, welcome back. If you've missed it or if this is your first time here, this is what we're building. This is what I was like the last time I was here. I was not a happy camper, and this is why. I made a mistake, and it's the most costly mistake I've ever made. Anybody that's building your house can only advise you. At the end of the day, it's your house, you make the decisions. So when Chris and the guys at Create Homes came to me and they said, we need to do your slab, and they gave me the costing for it, I said, I know. I'm gonna go try see if I can get better costing. And I found better costing by almost half, right? And then I said to Chris, I found better costing. He said, let me see. I said, this is it. He said, Andile, this is not a good idea. And I said, Chris, I've spoken to these guys. I've seen the work they do. He says, they've never done a roof like this or a slab like this. It's a lot of steel and then it's all the concrete. And it's 340 mils. It's a really thick slab. Most commercial homes don't have a slab that thick. And I said, don't worry. The guys came, I introduced them to Chris, and Chris said they use what's called a gum pole. At 100,000 rands in, I had to make the decision. Do I stay with them and allow them to continue and pour more money in, or do I cut my losses? I sat down with Chris. And what you're seeing now, we have to take it all down. We have to take it all down, and we have to start again with Chris's guys and the quote that he had given me initially, which means 100,000 rands is down the drain. It's gone. So, it's been a couple of weeks, maybe 2-3 months since then, and things have changed. I've picked myself up. I've admitted to my losses. I've taken it on the chin. I'm the one that was at fault. I said, no, let's go and start it all over again. And I called the guys at PMMV, Percy and the guys, my contractor at Create Homes, said, Andile, these are the best guys in the business. These are the guys that I said you should use initially. And called the guys out at Tim's Rand. They brought their concrete and we're rocking and rolling. This is what it was supposed to be from the get-go. The professionalism, the way that the guys work, the materials they use is just all copacetic. Yeah, steel's finally arrived. Obviously you send a bending schedule, they bend it to however the designers and architects and all those guys that make a lot of money have gotten it done. As you can see, we need a lot of guys who are finally risen from their naps in order to take it all down. This steel, as you see it here, came at a cost of 70,000 rands. That's how much the ground steel is costing. This is the steel that goes into the ground to make sure that you've got a solid foundation before you pour your concrete, pour your foundations. That's what this steel is going to do, and it's 70,000 rand. So add that before you've laid a single brick.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling surprised by the amount of steel we have in this big project. But I'm feeling good. It's looking very neat, and I'm just excited to get the slab casted and to see what it looks like. Yeah. So first you see the upstand. That's now the upstand of the slab, which is a very important architectural piece of the house. But structurally, on the middle of the slab, there is a humongous upstand beam, which is almost 720 millimeters high. And my concern is just visually when you come from the bottom, if you're going to see that piece, because that is supposed to disappear. So that's what we're going to test out now, to see from all the angles in the house, what do we see from the street. So that's something we need to look out for before we cast the concrete, have a conversation with the engineer, and see what our options are here. We're happy with the progress. We definitely break it up in milestones, which we're now at the slab level. So all hands on deck, literally speaking, to get the slab done. And the next phase is what we discussed with the architect now, is the lighting, which is very important. So as you can see, they're putting the steel down. When the steel is down, our electrician comes in and positions all of his lighting in all the living areas. And that needs to get signed off, and many times that gets slipped if you don't plan it well, and after fact if you've just got a generic plan. So as per anything in this house, it is bespoke, fully customized to the client's needs.
Today we are trying to finish installing our pipes for in slab, which they are casting. So, but our job is to make sure that my pipes are flowing, but we control the waste, which include all the stuff that comes from the bathrooms. So we must make sure that everything is flowing nicely.
Okay, so my name is Kia Bothwell. I work regularly with Create Homes, Chris van Zyl, and he appointed me on this project to work for Andile. Okay, so where we're at right now on site, obviously you can see the surface bed is done and we're up to first floor level. So the scaffolding is in and they're starting to place the shutter boards, getting ready for the first floor concrete pour. So today we just did a site walk. We were inspecting electrical layout, just agreeing that we're all on the same page with electricals. Obviously in a home like this where your materials are exposed, it's more minimalist architecture, if you will, and because it's more minimalist it means there's less room for error. So often people see minimalist architecture and they think it's easier, but in actual fact you don't have the extra decoration to cover up mistakes. So that's why we're taking a bit of time on the project. Fortunately, we're not in an extreme rush. Andile's given us time here, so we can be more specific with our details and take time to walk through sites, have these site meetings, have these conversations, and just make sure things are perfect. Material palette-wise, we wanted to keep it quite limited. We didn't want materials to be fighting, and we also wanted to celebrate the rawness of the material. So obviously concrete, liquid stone, if you will. So keeping that very raw, a lot of off-shutter concrete as an architectural feature. And you'll see on the lighting layouts, we've been very selective where we position lights, almost as you would with a great piece of artwork. So we've been selective where we're placing light to celebrate the materiality and the architecture. So our material palette really consists of exposed concrete, stone cladding.
So yeah, got a slab coming on, and we're going to start seeing the upstairs, and the kids can start seeing where their rooms are going to be, and we can start looking at the sizing. I'm very happy right now. I'm very happy right now. These bricks are going to be going on the double-story part of the house, so I'm very happy right now. It's all coming along.